While it isn't the 90s anymore, video games still get adapted into TV series. Basically, every popular series has been adapted into a TV show at some point, even ones like Mortal Kombat that shouldn't have been. And almost all of them are memorable for some reason, mostly because we enjoy terrible entertainment. I myself am a big fan of the Mega Man cartoon, and I legitimately think Sonic Boom is a good show. Now, recently, video game TV shows have sort of been coming back in popularity with the aforementioned Sonic Boom and Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures. There's still plenty of things coming from Japan, and with Nintendo's recent announcement that they're planning to license their characters for use in anime, I think now is a good time to look at the game series that should be adapted into TV series. As with any top 10 list, some ground rules need to be laid down. However, the only rule I can think of is that I'm not allowed to nominate games that have already had TV shows. So as cool as I thought those Netflix Zelda series rumors were, the 80s cartoon show disqualifies it. With that rule in mind, let's look at the top 10 video games that could make good TV shows.
I want to start off with an honorable mention. Mega Man Maverick Hunter X on the PSP included a bonus animation for beating the game called The Day of Sigma. It was a 24-minute OVA that gave the backstory to the first Mega Man X game, and I loved it. It was well written for what it needed to be, well animated, and the world of Mega Man X has plenty of potential for an action anime. The first episode could just be Day of Sigma again, and then it could continue onwards adapting the first game. For a 13-episode season, we have the first episode covered, then an episode for the intro stage in each of the Mavericks, and then 3 episodes of Sigma's Fortress. Also, a dub would bring Lucas Gilbertson back, and I'm completely there for that. So if I'm on board with the idea, why is it only an honorable mention? Because I'm not really sure whether this follows the rule I set down. Does Mega Man X count as a separate series from classic Mega Man, or are they all under the same Mega Man? I honestly don't know, so I don't feel quite comfortable giving it a full position on the list. I'm so sorry, X, this was the best I could do. L.A. Noire is a really interesting game. It's real, to put it simply. Everything about it feels alive and true. It's a send-off to noir stories of the good cop falling into tragedy, with a great angle using 1940s Los Angeles as the setting. And maybe it's because I don't watch primetime television, but these kinds of stories aren't told in mainstream media anymore, and I think the huge resurgence in drama TV set a great stage for an LA Noire TV show. Just don't make it a direct adaptation of games mysteries to avoid spoilers. Maybe use the characters and general plot progression, but change the individual cases. Hell, get the voice and motion capture actors back. Mad Men's over now. Cole Phelps, TV star. They adapt visual novels into anime all the time. They're games that are already all about the story and characters. There basically couldn't be a more perfect adaptation. Unless you want an action show, of course, because most visual novels are dating sims or otherwise romantically inclined. So what game to adapt? Because these are well-established tropes that usually have some kind of equivalent already. Monster Girl Quest is great, but we have Monster Musume. There's gotta be a cat girl anime I should watch that's similar to Nekobara. Is it strange that both the visual novels I thought of first are about animal hybrid girls? Why not go all the way with full animals? I love Hatoful Boyfriend. It's such a ridiculous concept, a dating sim where you're a human girl dating intelligent and sophisticated birds in a bird high school. It doesn't just rest on the concept either, because it's really funny, which is good because you're not going to be doing anything but reading. I also really want to hear Okusan actually speak more than I realized before I started writing the script. And I've heard the game gets really strange and surreal at some point, which would be great to throw new fans off. Kids love anthropomorphic animal characters, right? Sonic the Hedgehog, Crash Bandicoot, Bubsy the Bobcat, they're all hits! I guess Klonoa's problem is that we don't know what animal he's supposed to be. That's the only reason why he's been ignored for so long, because his games are awesome. He's also entirely kid-friendly, non-offensive, and he's got a basic adventure to stop darkness and save Phantom Isle. It wouldn't be the most complex show you'd see on something like Disney Channel, but so long as they captured the whimsical charm of the games, it'd work. Disney's also proved that we're supposed to make kids cry, so Klonoa's perfect! I was having a really hard time deciding which Suda 51 game would work best. The concept of high school cheerleader chain song zombies seems like it fit the best for an anime, but Lollipop Chainsaw just seemed too easy. Killer is Dead might be too surreal, I hear Killer 7 is the same way, and Shadows of the Damned is too geared to a Western audience. So, while it's probably the easiest choice, I have to go with No More Heroes. It'd be episodic and mostly self-contained. Every episode or two is about a different assassin for Travis to fight, throw Shinobu and Henry in there somewhere, and the finale is where he fights the top-ranked assassin. Plenty of anime have some really great sword-fighting animation. Wouldn't it be awesome to see that applied to a beam katana? Unfortunately, No More Heroes is very unpopular in Japan and not very well known elsewhere, so it's basically impossible no matter how much I love the games. Splatoon is Nintendo's newest hit everywhere in the world, but especially in Japan. I love it too. It's a great take on the online shooter with especially great character designs and the Inklings. It's just a bit unfortunate that in all the customization, the average Inkling is lacking in an individual personality. So why not make some specific Inkling characters, put them on a team on their way to the top of the Turf War Championship, and make it a sports anime? Make the currently top-ranked team be Octolings if you have to. The real question becomes, on a scale from Ace of the Diamond to Free, how gay should it be? Disney Channel has had a renaissance in recent years with shows like Star vs. the Forces of Evil and especially Gravity Falls. However, one of the complaints I hear is ignoring their classic characters like Mickey, Donald, and Goofy. There's also the defense of such by saying those characters don't do anything interesting and wouldn't be accepted by the modern children's audience. So isn't there a cool RPG series where Disney characters do awesome things and fight darkness with Final Fantasy characters and a giant key? The funny thing is, there was a Kingdom Hearts cartoon series in production towards the beginning of the game series, but it was rejected because they didn't want there to be a disconnect between the series and any future games. So have Nomura oversee it, make it a canonical spin-off, and use the TV show premise as the excuse to make the Disney World Sword Travel Stew all based on Disney TV cartoons like DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, and Gravity Falls. And to accommodate for a story being told a half hour per week, the story would have to be simplified to not lose everyone, which can only help Kingdom Hearts. I'm probably in the minority on this, but I not only loved Azure Striker Gunvolt, but all the characters too. Adab, Septima, Quill, Sumeragi, people like Kopen. There's a lot of cool stuff to work with to adapt into a bounty hunter or police anime. Something like Psychopaths with superpowers. And racism, plenty of racism against Adabs. And a couple really cool normal humans. And a cute romance. And a downer as fuck ending. You know, everything that makes Gunvolt awesome. Maybe something about what Gunvolt's been doing since the first game, because we still don't know anything about that sequel. There's an Ace Attorney anime coming, and I'm super hyped for that. Like I said, visual novels make great adaptations, and Ace Attorney is probably the best. But you know what dampened my excitement a little? The news that it was just going to be a straight adaptation of the first two games. What's the point of a mystery when I already know the details from playing those games? Well, isn't there another super awesome Capcom mystery game by Shu Takumi with lots of dialogue and amazing characters to right this wrong? BAM! Ghost Trick! Ghost Trick is one of my favorite games for its puzzles, great writing, and ultra suspenseful mystery that always leaves you wondering what's happening and what will happen next. Imagine that with the knowledge that you'll have to wait a week for the next bombshell reveal that only raises more questions. As such, Ghost Trick is one of those games that I refuse to allow to be spoiled, so an anime about it should use the same concept with entirely different characters. We know all the rules of the dead from the game, that some people have powers in the afterlife that differ from ghost to ghost. Put a murder mystery in that and you've already got a winner. I'd rather have a game sequel use those ideas, but I'll take what I can get for more Ghost Trick. There are people that say Nintendo's too old-fashioned, that they can't do writing or stories or interesting characters. Those people never played Kid Icarus Uprising. Honestly, I just want more Pit, Palutena, Hades, all the characters from the game still doing things. Episodes could be about whatever the hell the writers came up with on a tired early Sunday morning. So long as the humor is the same as the game, I'd watch it and love it. And come on, we could all use Palutena as an anime waifu. Crossovers aren't one's first story. It's all fan service, getting a bunch of characters people know, have them do things that are recognizable, and put them with other characters, and you basically already have a winner. I'm fine watching nothing of substance happen so long as the ride is entertaining, so Super Smash Bros. Anime. We already know it'd look awesome from the Palutena trailer, just put those characters together and have them do whatever, like Brawl in the Family. It's a fighting game that needs to be action, have half the show be closer to the subspace emissary, while the other half is slice of life. Come on. Speaking of fan service, a Smash Brothers Beach episode. Smash Brothers Beach episode. Hello, and thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please consider subscribing. If you're not entirely sure, there's a link to watch my previous videos so you can get a better view of what I do. And if you really like what I do, you can follow me on Twitter. More videos are planned, so stay tuned.